Okay, so I'll explain what this means in just a second. I was thinking about what Clay said this morning, already giving us a lecture about, oh, our packages are going to take a month to double, and we need to just have some patience, and blah, 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 blah. It just seemed way too early to be giving us that lecture. I'm still thinking to myself, well, wait a minute. We're still trying to get through the first day of packages, So I was thinking about that. The other thing I was thinking about was I'm reading the comments in the chat, and it seems like most people are doubling, and then right at about 11 minutes, 15 minutes and 21 seconds past the launch time, that's the last time anybody experienced any kind of doubling. And I kept seeing that 21 seconds after 15 minutes keep popping up in messages, keep popping up. And I'm like, something had to have happened in that period. And I'm thinking that something's broken. Then I sat down and started crunching the numbers. And this is what I came up with. So in previous messages, he did state that the system is capable of handling 200,000 transactions per minute. So that's what I wrote there, right? If we break that down per 10-second block, it's a little bit more, but it's about 33,000 transactions every 10 seconds, okay? Now, the reason I'm stating, just kind of keep that in your mind. Every 10 seconds, it can process 33,000 transactions, okay? So I'm going to show you some numbers right now. We're going to assume some really conservative numbers, okay? We're going to assume that everybody bought the $10 package, okay? We're going to keep the numbers really simple. Obviously, some people bought some bigger packages, but for the sake of simple math, we're going to go with $10 packages, okay? And we're going to assume one transaction or one package per transaction, okay? I know it didn't happen that way, but we're going to assume that just for the sake of what I'm going to show you, okay? Let's assume right after launch, there were 20 packages purchased in the first 10 seconds. Just in the first 10 seconds, there were 20 packages. We know there were more, but let's say there were 20 packages purchased. In order for those 20 packages to double, there needs to be twice as many new packages to come in. So in the next 10 seconds, 40 packages came in. So the first 20 got doubled. Then for those 40 to get paid out or to double, we need twice as many new packages to come in the next 10 seconds. So at 30 seconds past launch, there were 80 packages, brand new packages. At 40 seconds after launch, there were twice as many more packages in order to get those 80 packages doubled. So there's now 160 packages. Now, in order for those 160 packages to double, we need twice as many packages to come in. So at 50 seconds after launch, there's 120 new packages. And the same thing, now we need those to double, so we need twice as many packages. There's 640 packages that came in at the 1 minute mark. Okay? Now let this sink in for a moment. At the 1 minute mark, 140 packages came in. But all in all, there was 640 packages that came in at 1 minute, plus the 320 that came in 10 seconds prior to that, plus the 160 that came in prior to that, plus the 80, plus the 40, plus the 20. All in all, there was about 1,200 packages that came in just in the first minute after launch. 1,200, okay? The system is capable of doing 200,000 per minute or 33,000 every 10 seconds. So, doing 600 or 1,200 is way below the 33,000 10-second limit, right? So we're still good. Okay, so we're going to continue doing this. Every 10 seconds, the number of packages double. We're going to fast forward by 1 minute, so we're at the 2 minute mark now. If we kept doubling every 10 seconds, at the 2-minute mark, there were over 40,000 packages that came in. Everyone before those 40,000 experienced a double. Now 40,000 packages exceeds the 33,000 transaction limit per 10 seconds. So that's actually going to take about 30 seconds to process. That's going to take a little over 10 seconds to process. Plus, in order for those 40 to double, we need twice as much. We need 81,000 packages to come in. Those 81,000 packages are now going to take about 30 seconds to process, right? Because it can do 33,000 every 10 seconds. This is 81,000. So we're going to fast forward about 30 seconds. We're at 2 minutes and 30 seconds after launch. There's 81,000 new packages that came in. All in all, there's about 160,000 packages that we have in the system now. Now, for those 81,000 packages to double, we need over 160,000 packages to come in. So that's what we show here. It took about 50 seconds worth of processing to get those 163,000 packages in. Okay. Now, for those 163,000 packages to double, we need twice as many new packages to come in. That would be 327,000 packages. For those packages to process, it took about 1.5 minutes. So we're at 5 minutes after launch right now. 5 minutes after launch, there's over 300,000 packages. Now, for those 327,000 packages to double, we need 655,000 new packages. That's well over the 200,000 per minute processing limit. So we're talking about almost 3 minutes to process 655,000 packages. So for 5 minutes, we're now at 8 minutes after launch. Okay? 8 minutes after launch, there's 655,000 new packages. Those people and everybody before that are still experiencing the doubling effect, right? They're seeing their ARP go up. They're still happy. Now, this is where everything changes. For those 655,000 packages to double, twice as many new packages need to come into the system. We need over 1.3 million packages for those 655 packages to double. And for those 1.3 million packages to process at 200,000 packages per minute or transactions per minute, those 1.3 million packages are going to take about 12 minutes to process. We are now at 20 minutes after launch. 20 minutes after launch. And there are 1.3 million packages in the system. Now, understand, these packages only posted to the system. They have not doubled. The 655 did double. So everyone who has a time post of 8 minutes or less experienced a doubling. They're seeing ARP earnings. Anybody who came in after that will not have seen a doubling, will not have ARP earnings, because they're part of this 1.3 million packages, right? And again, we need 1.3 million packages for the 655 to double. Once this 1.3 million packages is in the system, we're going to need twice as many packages for these guys to double. We're talking about 2.6 million new packages just for these guys to double one time. Okay? Now, this is all assuming we started with 20 packages at 10 seconds after launch. Most likely, it's more like 200 or 2,000 or 20,000 packages came in. So all these numbers are going to be a lot higher. So if we know that it was a lot bigger than 20, then we know that at about 15 to 20 minutes after launch, instead of needing 1.3 million packages, we probably need something like 20 million packages, which I doubt we have that. And that's why we're seeing people who they're like, hey, my package posted at 30 minutes after launch. My package posted an hour after launch. Hey, I posted 6 hours after launch. Nobody after the initial 15 minutes is seeing their packages double, because the number of packages that we need in order to double has already gotten super crazy just within the first 15 minutes. We thought we were going to see a burnout maybe a few days later or a week later. No, we experienced a straight line burnout within the first 15 minutes. So going forward, what Clay was saying this morning now makes a lot more sense. Where he's saying, hey, the point of this website is to buy ad packs to promote your other packages. And at some point down the road, you're going to earn some cash back at twice the value of the ad pack that you purchased. But don't expect it to happen overnight, because we've kind of exceeded the limit of seeing some quick doubling. It's now going to take days, if not weeks, if not months, to start seeing the doubling going forward. So yeah, everything is fixed. Everything's working the way it's supposed to. It's just, we went through that straight line matrix super quick, a lot faster than anybody thought. So yeah.